This is a very unique group, and I think one of the great strengths of this band is communication, how we communicate musically, verbally. There's a beautiful flow to it, you know, in a very organic kind of way that we can get from point A to B and C.
The sound and synergy of the group are our three voices coming together collectively, acoustically and electronically. I don't know, there's like all these characters of sound that we create that stimulates us, and is also a lot of fun in the process. You know, we laugh a lot when we play this music.
When we play live, there's something special about feeling the audience react to certain movements throughout the arc of our performance, and you know, there's either elation or pure quiet. And translating that to the studio is to, I guess, think of Manfred as the audience. There's something beautifully important about that process that we engaged over the past 3 days, because you know he understands what we're trying to reach for, and we understand kind of where he's going, because I've listened to so many of his recordings over the years. A lot, you know, Jack was on many of those. So it's a different dynamic, but it's just as important because he'll give you a visceral reaction.
Well, I first met John Coltrane and Jimi Garrison, along with McCoy Tyner, when I sat in with Coltrane in a club in Chicago. Elvin hadn't returned, so I was there, and the club owner knew me. The place was packed, so he said, let Jack play. He's a good drummer. He plays the sessions, and Coltrane was very amiable to it and shook his head, okay, and I went up and played three numbers with him and Jimi, and it was very, very, very beautiful. The next time I played with John and Jimi, it was also along with Alice Coltrane, who was playing piano, and Pharoah Saunders, and the great Rashied Ali on drums. So Coltrane had two drummers, and the music was so incredible and so intense. You know, it's one of the high points in my career. There's a family connection here, a musical one and a spiritual one. Matthew lived with me in his teen years. He used to stay down in the basement and practice, and I'd work with him and tell him to listen to this and the other. And he took it on himself, went to Berkeley, and he went on to be a composer and work with some of the top names in jazz, you know, like Herbie and John Scofield, John McLaughlin. Both of them are now seasoned musicians moving into their next phase of development as creative artists. We all have that connection to, you know, their fathers. So it's just a continuation of moving the music forward. There's the past and the present and the future and what we're doing. We first got together and played a concert in '92 in Brooklyn, and something clicked from that. And you know, it was about 20 years later. You know, I think it's meant to be. Ravi and Matthew are aware of their heritage with their fathers, but as part of their intention in the music is to be recognized for who they are. That's already apparent. You know, and that's why I play with them, because they have their own voices.
Jack is one of the first people that I ever worked with that informed me in ways that no other leader had informed me of, you know, what could be possible. Listen this way, listen that way. And there are no mistakes. Find what's out there. You know, it opens you up to possibilities. The aspect, looking for possibilities, finding them and exploring them and not fearing the unknown, you know. That's again, very liberating for a musician. It's very liberating for an improviser. And very challenging as well. You know, the idea of just being boundless is one thing, but to treat it with respect and discipline, that's where the challenges do come in.
I'm already inspired by some of the things we did, electronically, with the percussion, the electronics, what Ravi was doing, piano pieces, grooves. We got into some amazing sonic grooves. Matthew uses the electronics in such a unique way, and he uses computers and creates layers and arpeggios and loops, and he's always coming up with something fresh all the time.
Use of electronics on stage and also in the studio, it gives me an opportunity to kind of maybe reimagine how I would hear those compositions. But I just like to be able to take those things and filter them through my own processes and then have that bounce off of Ravi and Jack, and it just becomes this beautiful series of undulating movements.
It's great to be able to play tunes like Blue and Green and Flamenco Sketches, of course. They're obviously associated with Miles Davis and John Coltrane. But really, I think the goal is to find, how our own voices sort of fit within those songs. The songs are flexible enough and beautiful enough for us to really not think about them as songs that are tied to the past or tied to a different era where, to try to recreate things is definitely not what we're here for.
We named this composition Rashied. Rashied's vibe or his energy comes through me when I play this. It's just like, okay, I said, let's play Rashied. And all of a sudden, boom, and Ravi got the sopranino. We were in it, right?
Yeah.
We took off.
Rashied Ali was an incredible drummer and somebody who affected us personally.
Deeply,
in a very deep way. Rashied was like a second father to me. Jack is like a second father to me. Interesting enough, same for Matthew.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's on fire on it. I mean, he's killing, right?
Absolutely.
Woo.
These two guys got a standing ovation in the studio. What the heck is that?
The whole sonic aura that this group has, when we're playing either spontaneous or if we're playing a written composition, there is a sound. We paint a picture in our own terms, on our own terms, and I think we really captured that.